Friends, when you create something, we feel that we have created the best output. But in many angles, we miss it also. Some other different areas we are not focused and all. What about a AI tool who examines our work, checks it the outputs and all, and tell us what we have missed? That is where the scope of improvements it identifies, tell us what went wrong, what is the better way of doing. It is someone like our friend sitting there guiding us, telling us that yes, look, this you can improve it further, this areas you have missed it, this areas you can focus more and all. How useful it will be. We'll see all about this. To use this, just search NotebookLM in your Google platform, click this and you will reach here. Then before that, it is better you log into your Google account, then try NotebookLM, you will get it here, then create a new notebook. Your old, if you are already used it, previous notebooks will appear here. So let's create a notebook. Here is a blog post. This particular one will review it. So let's see what has, though we have put all the efforts to give a best user experience, let's just see what NotebookLM is finding out from here, where the scope is. So I have given a click the add sources. Now here it is the website. So I'll click that, paste the URL here, what I have copied it, then insert it. It will take some time to load the data. It has loaded the entire blog post and it has analyzed it. Now the time to go ahead and ask for the improvements. Now you can see here 3 areas. Here I can add more sources also, because this time we have gone with one source only. So I can collapse this, give more areas, I can start charting, and the right side, the studio, that also I can expand or collapse, and here lot of features are available. Here we are talking about now is the audio overview. But before going to audio overview, click this. This will give us a to customize the audio overview or to know what particularly we want. Once I click this, by default it is deep dive. So if you are a researcher and all, you can further explore the topics and all, this is the one. But right now we have already discussed those part. Right now what we are discussing is critique. So let's bring the selection to here, put it as short. We don't want a long advice. Let's be little advice and a short duration. Here even I can customize it also. While customizing, I can write it, focus more on user experience, or whatever based on the topic what you have picked up, you can advise or you can customize it to areas what you want to use. Here also I can change the language of output. By default I have kept it English. Even many regional languages, I think 60-80 plus languages are supported. Many of your languages will be there. You can pick up that also. Then once you are there, you can click the generate. This audio overview in the critique mode, it has given me 3 advice. So and these 3 are highly valued, and yes, this is what is a real scope for improvement. And here is a AI tool which identifies. We often see write a big beautiful blog post or anything and honestly complain that our posts are, though it is good, it is not ranking well. But there are many missing links in the our creative outputs, and that is what it identifies and tells you. Let's see what it has suggested. It took some time and generated the output for me, and here it is, and below that once I selected, this is available. I will highlight those 3 important points what it has told. Let's start once and see.
Welcome back. Today we're looking at a guide for integrating ipywidgets.DatePicker with SQLite all inside a Google Colab notebook.
Yeah, it's a really solid piece of work. It handles both single dates and date ranges very effectively.
It does, but we found a few spots to really elevate the performance and the whole user experience. So let's jump right in. The first thing that really stood out was how the database connection is managed.
Right. To enhance the efficiency and, the robustness in this kind of interactive environment, the database.
I will tell you what is happened in the code is every time I have the code block, small example, every time I was connecting to the database and taking it out. But this is for the tutorial purpose. But what it suggests is, if you are going for a production environment, every time to and fro movement from this will consume lot of resources and may delay the process also, which is true in a production environment. This is something to be avoided. Connect it once, finish off all the work, then disconnect it, rather than going to and fro to connect and disconnect. That is what it is explaining to me.
connection lifecycle really should be refactored.
So what's the specific weakness there? I mean, opening and closing a connection for each query, that's pretty standard practice, isn't it?
It is, yeah. For like a production script, absolutely. But the thing is, in a dynamic, interactive notebook like this one, doing that every single time a user picks a date, it just creates all this unnecessary overhead, latency.
Ah, okay. So what's good for a batch script is actually slowing things down here because it's so interactive.
Exactly. The suggestion is pretty straightforward. Centralize that connection for the whole notebook session.
So just connect once at the beginning?
You got it. Instead of connecting inside every function, you establish one persistent connection, maybe call it mycon, right after you populate the database. Then you just pass that connection object to your filtering functions. It's much, much faster.
That makes a lot of sense. So refactoring that back-end connection will definitely improve the speed. But performance isn't just about speed. It's also about logical interaction, which brings me to the front-end validation.
With
Here is a date picker. So I am asking for a date range. So two dates are to be selected by the user. Simply take it to a backend query and get the records of that date. What I was missing here is, to keep it simple, I have given a two calendars, from date to date. But what happens if someone select the latter date beginning and they say it is like, what is the record sold between tomorrow and yesterday? So that won't work because I have to give the yesterday's date first, because incrementally I have to give. That's what it has pointed out. So the validating the date input is a must before passing on into the query.
the two date pickers for the range selection. Yeah, we need to implement front-end validation there to ensure the logical integrity of the query.
Because right now, what's the weakness? You can pick an end date that's actually before the start date, correct?
You can, and the code just runs the query. It finds nothing, which is technically correct, but it gives this really confusing output, something like, no records found between tomorrow and yesterday?
Right, which leaves the user just wondering what went wrong. It's a poor experience.
It is. The suggestion is to add some explicit logic right inside that on-button click function before you even touch the database. Just a simple if start date equals end date. Check. If it fails, you display a clear error message in the output widget.
Like, error, start date must be before the end date.
Exactly. Or you could get even smarter and dynamically set the min attribute of the end date picker based on what the user selects for the start date. That way they can't even make the mistake.
I like that. Okay, so we've addressed speed and logic. The last thing is more about the structure of the notebook itself, how easy it is to just pick up and run.
For maximum utility and ease of execution in a Colab notebook, the data preparation and the interactive parts should be structured into cohesive, sequential steps.
Spread out across a lot of small cells. You have the download, then
See, the entire notebook is small code blocks are given. What it tells is someone to download it. The entire code blocks he should execute it one. Because what happens is, if I am running one cell, skipping previous cell, then there will be error. Because the previous output is integrated to the next output. So what it suggests is, go ahead and give a single output also, so the user can easily download it and there is no chance that a cell is missed.
the data frame creation, then the SQLite part.
And that's just a bit brittle, you know? It assumes the user runs every single cell in perfect order.
That's the classic Colab pitfall.
Totally. If a user skips one cell by accident, the whole thing can just break down the line when they try to use the widget. So the suggestion is to bundle all the required setup steps into a single dedicated cell right at the top.
So you mean the widget download, the pd.readcsv, the df.toSQL call, all of it?
All of it. Even the necessary imports. Just put it all in one cell labeled something like setup and data initialization. It just guarantees the database is fully ready to go before the user even sees the interactive parts. It's cleaner and way more reliable.
Okay, so that's a really powerful set of recommendations. Range validation on the front end.
And finally, optimize the structural flow of the notebook itself by consolidating all the setup into a single cell.
These are all very actionable changes. We invite you to implement these suggestions and please submit the updated material back to us for another critique.
All three are highly valid suggestions. This is not the only feature available now, or NotebookLM is continuously adding more and more features. Now in the coming sessions, we will also see other features like creating an infographic, story and all. Those features also will explore and see what you can and where you can use these things. If you have any idea, doubt, suggestion, questions, use the comment section below to post it, and my request is please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you will be notified as and when we add tutorial, and we are frequently adding such tutorials also. Please share this with your friends, and thank you for watching.